What's good, Lorcana fans? It's Corey Smash here with some Team Ohana members. Uh, gonna go over a brief recap of set our first weekend as set champs, and do our normal cash shift erase and general discussion about this week in Lorcana. Um, do we want to jump to cash shift erase? Do it. We do introductions.
Yeah, we're doing an introduction. There's some new faces here.
Take
You go
us
first,
away.
TJ.
Not everyone at once. TJ, you're first, go.
Hey, what's up? I'm TJ.
What's up, everyone? My name's Luke, aka Lucky. Started playing Lorcana since set 1, took a small break and started playing again. I used to play Digimon, got like top 64 in Nats and like top 16 in Digimon Regional, and then won. This is my second set championship win. The first one I won was set 1 championship.
And I'm Miss Brower. I'm a previous Magic the Gathering player, and been playing since beginning of Lorcana Day 1. Went to Vegas last month and ready for Seattle later this month, so super excited about that. Go get that invite.
Sir,
You
yes,
got
sir.
this, Lance.
Everybody knows me. I'm Panda. Nobody knows what I look like because my camera never works, but that's okay.
But that's Corey's fault. If he'd fix it, everyone would know.
And then everybody knows me. I've done on all of these episodes minus one, so don't need to introduce myself. DJ is a former Yu-Gi-Oh player. He's just not good at introductions.
Absolutely correct.
He
Well,
likes
we
to
don't
keep it short.
Keep it short. You know who I am.
He keeps it short because he is short.
We're not bullying. We're not
Then
condoning
you explain it,
bullying.
time.
I hate it here.
His camera angle makes him look
But
I hate it here.
we'll hop right into our normal cash shift race segment. This week, we decided to do 3 still Floodborne favorites. It's probably our hardest one yet. I can't lie. Once we get it pulled up, we have 5-drop Sad Beast, aka Emo Beast. We have 6-drop Tinkerbell, and we have 5-drop Robin Hood. All Floodborne shift targets that have been relevant since they came out. Just hopping into some initial responses here from the fans. We got Kelly. She said, "This is the most negative cash shift race ever, so I apologize in advance. Cast Robin Hood because whatever, I have bigger fish to fry. Shift Tinkerbell into Amethyst. Green Steel is ridiculously strong for many reasons, Morph being one. Her shifting damage, or I guess coming into play damage and kill by turn 4 with Diablo on the board is bananas. I like her being Amethyst because then running 1 or 2 of the accomplished Mystic Bell would be useful, I guess. And then Erase Beast. I hate him. Get rid of Diablo. If you get rid of Diablo, players just switch over to him for card draw. It's brilliant but annoying. Had a couple general answers. Cast Tink, change Beast to another color, erase Robin Hood. Tink is easily my favorite card to cast. 2 or more. The other 2 are more difficult. Somebody, Kyle Yentzer, suggested shifting Robin to Emerald. As much as it pains me, sadly, Sad Beast would be erased. And then from the Discord, we have Dipping Sauce suggesting the cast Tink. She's perfect. Shift Robin Hood by removing one of his abilities and making him a 4/6, so Medusa cannot target him. Which would force more player interactions. This is going to be controversial. Erase Beast as a Ruby Amethyst player. I've never understood the sad boy appeal. He typically just sits there for a turn or 2 and then gets Medusa.
That's so
This is
true.
valid.
It's a true statement.
That's a
It's
card or two,
literally-
though. I mean, that's fine.
That, yeah,
Doesn't
that
even
is two
let him
cards.
sit there for a turn or two either, though. Like you play him, and the next turn you give Medusa. It's depressing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say if he lasts for a turn or two, I'm happy with it. So,
Yeah.
If you get a turn or two out of him, that's a pretty good play.
Got value at least.
and then we'll just transition from reading off those to going into our own opinions. If somebody wants to take us away with their cast shifter race.
I'll definitely start out there. I mean, I think there's a lot of general opinion that Tink is a very good but not unfair card. The fact that it's shift 4 versus the other two are shift 3, so it's later where it can come down. That's why I have my cast on Tink. I have shift on Beast, and I'm going to change him a lot. I'm going to change him to a 6-drop who is a shift 4. And instead of start of the turn, no damage, still draw a card, keep that the same. But I'm going to change his other part to he gets +1 damage for each, or +1 power for each damage on him. And I'm going to change his butt to a 6. So he's at 3/6, comes in for 6, keep shift 3 the same. But then each damage, so that you can't Zeus him right away. And you put damage on him the turn he comes down, you can swing in, like if you want to put 2 damage, you can swing in 5, take out, maybe help take out a location or something. Just have a static effect. And then keeping the damage on him, you can't get Medusa on your opponent's turn. And then Robin Hood, he can go. So he's getting erased. So it's a tough one. They all are, but this is I don't know. He's kind of fell out of favor a little bit for, like, he's not in Green Steel list because of Bucky's not in there, and there's other reasons. But he's seeing play in Amber Steel still. But I don't know. The card feels pretty meh. So you got erased. Next.
Yeah. So I'm also casting Tinkerbell. I am shifting Beast as well, except for what I said was I would keep him a 5 shift 3. Like that changing his butt to 6 is actually like huge. But instead of like the each damage, I said that his effect, his like rolling effect, what was it? Someone else said it and I can't remember what it was. It was like it's not, that would make him too OP though. Like it's at the start of the turn instead of at the start of the turn. It's just if he has damage, like he gains the +4 power. I kind of like Metz's shift though. His shift is like way better in my opinion. And then I'm erasing Robin Hood. Even like Metz said, it's really only Sing play in like the Sing Song list, and even then, like I was talking to somebody about potentially changing my Robin Hood line for something else, and he really only sees a ton of value if you can get the shift 3. And in Sing Song, sometimes like that's good, and sometimes it's bad.
Yeah, a lot of times you want to be on the singer line 1, 2, 3, and you don't
Yeah,
want
exactly.
Robin Hood out right away. But it also could be huge against like aggro matchup if that's out on 3.
Yeah, exactly.
They just stare at it and they're like, all right, well, crap, you're gonna kill all my stuff and get 2 lore every time you do it.
Yeah, exactly. Lucky?
Yeah, so unfortunately I gotta like go of everyone else. I think casting Tinkerbell. I also, even though I played a set championship with red purple, I started exposing myself to like blue steel, and I just like really like Tinkerbell. I think she's like really good. She's really good into like against aggro decks. She's a really good control card, and plus it doesn't feel bad when you play her because she can't get Medusa because she's a 4/5, and then just like playing her, your opponent has to like low key like do weird math because if they let the Tinkerbell live and they don't have any way to deal with it, then she can challenge something, kill it with the 4 combat, and then deal 2 damage. So like it's definitely a throw on the board when it's played, and I think it's a really good card and a good card in the format. Shift Beast is really hard between the Beast and Tinkerbell, but like Beast, I feel like same argument that people were saying that like as soon as you play it gets Medusa, it gets killed immediately because like the longer Beast stays on the field, the more value like you just get drawing a free card, and like putting the 1 damage so the player doesn't draw a card, but then like the 4 combat, I feel like they should add like a different kind of gimmick. I wouldn't say like try to make Beast more OP, but maybe do something like if it has more damage, I would probably like switch it to 1 lore, like keep it static 1 lore for its questing, but then if it has damage, it gets 2 lore. That might sound like really, really OP, but I think it'd be like kind of interesting to see Beast as like a versatile card where like if it has no damage on it, you draw 3 cards. If it does have damage, it can still do something. It can take out Castle with 7, but then I think as like for green steel players and steel players in general that play the card, they just play it more for the draw engine. And then some of the steel decks, especially, probably have like some sort of not problem, but like questing isn't the highest priority. Like green steel is about discard, blue steel is about ramp getting dime. So adding like a different feature like that, I think would be really nice. And then out of the 3, like Robin Hood, like as Mets and Tanya were saying, like it's only used in like Steel Song, and then like we got some new cards. Like there's like the Robin Hood tribal deck, but I feel like in comparison to these 2, like even if just being played in Amber Steel, you only use it to like sing Wheel or sing Zeus, and not from its own value. It's like Robin Hood's design is more of like sort of a red card, because I mean like it values you from challenging, because when you abandon something in a challenge, you gain 2 lore, and then if it gets destroyed, you draw a card. It feels more of like a red card, but out of in comparison to the 3, I feel like in Shock 2, like getting killed by Medusa and stuff, that's why I would say Robin Hood should be erased.
Awesome.
Yeah.
TJ?
Go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna follow suit with everyone else. I think Tink's design-wise is super fair. It's a good card. I enjoyed playing it in purple still during set 2. I'm a shift beast, but unlike everyone else, I'm gonna just put it up to a 4. Put its strength up to a 4. Then it doesn't die to Medusa. Does a little bit more. And erase Robin Hood. The card's great, but like out of the 3, the one I like the least. I'd like to see Sad Boy be able to do more. Like the card's phenomenal. It just dies to Medusa so easily. And also kind of needs a smaller shift target. The only good way to shift it right now is in green with Morph. We get like a 1-drop, 1/1 vanilla beast.
Never.
Okay, I tried.
They're never gonna give it to us.
that was my campaign for small beast.
All right. Well, I'm
1
gonna
drop
be
beast that discards something from their hand at random.
Oh, okay, man.
Absolutely.
You gotta chill down.
Go away. Go away.
No.
No.
all right. So I'm just gonna cast Beast. I think Beast, even if he survives for 1 turn, is good. Just because all you need is 1 turn to get the extra card. I am going to shift Robin Hood. I do think Robin Hood would make a great red card, but I'm going to keep him in steel. I'm just going to make him a 4/6. I think that all the value in Robin Hood that because I've been playing the red steel list, and I think he's really good being able to get the 2 lore when you banish a character. So giving him a little bit more strength kind of goes a long way in helping you get that lore more consistently, as well as being able to put yourself in a higher damage range where like it's more tempting for your opponent to banish them with a 1-drop or 2-drop, and kind of nets you a card. So I think it just forces more interaction. And then I'm going to erase Tinkerbell. I do think the card is good, and I think the card is fair. However, I wanted to be a little different because I figure everybody was kind of saying the same thing. I also had the idea to shift Beast into Amethyst just because it's essentially a draw card, but it can shift 2. So
You gonna shift Robin Hood and change his toughness down to 5 when you change it to a 4, or just go 4/6?
I think 4/6 is good. I mean, we have like the 2/6 red beast. Then we have, I mean, a lot of red cards have like that 4-4, 4-5, 4-6 like stat line.
Totally down.
So I think it'd be fine as like a 4-6. Also, again, takes him out of Medusa range, but I think it just gives you more advantageous trades into more cards. So
Get one shot of Daisy now. Yeah.
yeah, one shot of Daisy would be
And
fantastic.
Daisy needs to be one too.
But I like everybody's ideas here. From here we can transition into set championships. I saw you pulling up your Amber Steel list. I can go over Gaming Underground really quick because I had this. Everybody here got top 4 at finished top 4 after Swiss in their set championship. And the set championship that I topped, yeah, it was literally 1 Mets, 2.
Oh, like after Swiss.
Yeah, after Swiss.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
after Swiss, after top
after
cut,
Swiss.
well,
After
different
Swiss.
story. Different story.
But I
Oh,
played Purple Steel in the Gaming Underground set championship. List was I played it was the Hyper Aggro list similar to what Team Forbidden Mountain was running at the Vegas DLC. I think they had 2 members on it. Only thing I changed, like cut bosses on a roll. I played 2 Dwarves Mine and 3. Played 3 Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom.
Oh.
Just to give me that further extension, and then have a little bit of removal and a little bit more removal in the deck for aggro matchups that I could access a little earlier. And I did really good with it. I misplayed in top 4 against Blue Red. I did not see Fishbone Quill was on the board, and my opponent was at 5 ink. So I was like, oh, I'll just go super wide because they're only going to 6. And then after I played the characters, I saw a Fishbone Quill and was like, never mind, I'm going to get prepped for my life savings. And that's exactly what happened. And then going into Sunday, which
of the weekend.
and going into Sunday, we went, all of us went to Gamers Alley in Gastonia, North Carolina, played in a set championship there. And that's where I will bow out because I got bullied. So
Bullied is an understatement for once. Okay. So I played Steel Song. I think Kristen or TJ and Lucky both played Red Purple, 2 very different lists.
Yeah.
And then Metz Bauer played Zahn's Green Steel list, like to the T, right? You played exactly
Card for card, yeah.
card for card. I think after Swiss, we ended up with Metz ended up having to play out his last round because he got the pair down, but it helped him out because he ended up first after Swiss, and then I think it was like Lucky,
Luck.
me, and then TJ.
It was Mets, Luck, me, you.
TJ was above me.
Not for long. You did better than all of us did in Top Cut, but
Yeah. So it was literally quite literally a Team Ohana, Team Mexico, and then Dylan.
and
who's
Dylan.
actually also from our locals at Dragon's Horde, in Top Cut. So it was kind of like people we normally play with Top Cut, which was kind of crazy. So here I'll just pull up. I know I've had a lot of people like asking me for my list, which I think is really weird.
Oh, I'm gonna say shout out to Team Mexico. Those are my idols.
So this was my list. I cut. What did I do? I think the only thing that I changed from the list that I was playing in side events in Vegas was I cut out a Daisy and added the Grab Your Swords, and I literally added the Grab Your Swords for the Green Steel matchup. Because I was testing, and so many times I would just get like spammed on the board with like 4 Prince Johns and Diablos and like all kinds of stuff, and like I just couldn't get rid of it fast enough. So I added the Grab Your Swords. Ended up, I don't think I played any Green Steel the whole day. My first matchup was Blue Steel. My second matchup was freaking Kiko from Team Mexico, and he obliterated me with his blue red deck. And then I played another Blue Steel, beat that. And then I had to play Argenis, also Team Mexico. He was playing Hyper Aggro, and I just like triple pigleted him for game in game 3.
You definitely ran more than 4 piglets in your deck. That was crazy. All those games, like
Those
just have
piglets
more
were
board.
strong.
You were playing aggro more than the aggro deck. That was crazy.
I out aggroed the aggro deck. It was actually insane. And then me and Luck drew in last round for top cut.
Yes.
Honestly, like my blue steel matchup is really good. I'm actually pretty confident in this deck going into Seattle. I think this is what I'm gonna end up playing. Definitely gonna make some changes to the deck because there are some things that I felt like I was a little weak on that I need to change. Still have no idea what those changes are. I'm gonna test some stuff out this weekend. But I ended up third after top cut, top 4. I won my top 4 match or my top 8 matchup against. I had to play Argenis again. I was able to just out aggro his aggro. He could have beat me in the game 3, but I played a Pete and he couldn't gathering knowledge and wisdom per game, which was A1. And then I had to play Kiko again in top 4 and I lost, which was very sad.
Yeah, but you only lost after he re-prepped his own board.
No, I won that game and then I lost the next game. It was very interesting when he prepped his own board. Everybody was just kind of like looking around like
everybody that was watching the match had their head turned sideways like a dog. So
yeah.
He just had game on board and was like, "I'd like to play on hard mode. Be prepped."
Yeah, and then it was just kind of like a fight to almost to who like decked out, and then but I don't think either of. I think he ended up with like 6 cards left in his deck before he was just like, all right, we'll go next.
Yeah, he ran out of gas.
I think he only had like items left in his deck or something. It was crazy.
The game was so grindy.
Yeah, it really the game. It was the game 2 too, and I was just like, I just want to win a game. Which is crazy because when I was in Vegas, I was 2-0ing every blue-red player that I played with my Still Song except for one. And that game was super grindy too. And then like I just haven't been able to like beat blue-red since I got back from Vegas, which is insane. I don't know. But yeah.
So good.
We'll swing over to whoever wants to take the floor with their experience. Oh, I did get my Maribel though, and I pulled a Mufasa out of a box that I bought, which is
You just stay winning.
I guess I'll go next. So I played red purple. I was contemplating about playing blue steel, but I've only had maybe like 20 games on like blue steel, so I wasn't confident. So I was just like, I've been playing red purple for a bit, so I was like, I just defaulted to that. Round 1, I played Dylan, ironically, because he won the entire event. Playing Amber Steel, but more like character version. He cooked me game 1, and then game 2, game 3, he kind of bricked, so I took it back. Game 2 or round 2, play against Green Steel. It was kind of close. But he got the one game I lost, I Medusa'd his Diablo, and then he played Beast, and I was like, okay, I'm cooked. So probably definitely like he only had like 2 cards in his hand, so it was like really like tough. He said he drew it, and I was just like, yeah, that was just tough. But I got Green Steel. Round 3, I played against Blue Steel, basically just playing against a clock because they win by diming and stuff, but I got it. And then who did I play? I played Kiko at table 1 from Team Mexico. Shout out to Team Mexico. That was the first interaction I had with them. Really cool set of guys, really chill. He was on red blue, so my deck just had like sort of like a better advantage overall in general. I got him 2-0. It was kind of close, because he dimed really early and always had like Dragon, Simba, Tambatoa, and I was just like, bro, like you need to chill out. So like, but I got 2-0. And then I tied the last 2 rounds with TJ and Tanya, as Tanya said earlier. And then top 8, I played against another Team Mexico. I played Rudy. It was the mirror. I'm telling you,
That was rough.
he smoked me 2-0. The gods were blessing him both games. Like we both were on Flynn Sisu, but he's just like he had
He
it
had
every
it.
out. He had it. So like game
Yeah.
1, I tried to play against his Flynn Sisu because I think he killed my Flynn earlier, so I only had Sisu. So I was trying to like I had friends, but then like I was trying to like play out aggro early so that I would play around it. But then he was just like, okay, cool, I'm gonna play a castle, and I didn't have anything to deal with the castle. And then game 2, I opened up with 3 friends in my hand, like, oh, it's not terrible. I played all 3, didn't see crap. Basically,
And you drew
he
another
like
one.
yeah, so like
To
he
be fair, Rudy's hand both games was it 2-0?
he
It
got
was
me
2,
2-0.
yeah.
He got me 2-0,
His
yeah.
hand, his opening hand both games. I remember looking over and being like, "Oh, Luck is cooked." Like his hand was like perfect curve,
Yeah.
everything you want to see, and like in the mirror, like it was kind of insane. Like he was like Luca dust, like for real.
Yeah.
It was
The
kind of crazy.
residuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like in game 1, I was literally up because like we're back and forth, and then I'm pretty sure I established castle first, and I was up like
Mhm.
15-0, and then he like got rid of my castle, play like a castle and a library, and I didn't have anything. He got back from like 15-0 to like it was like 19. It was like I was like 17 or 18. He got it, and I was just like, bruh, that was
Yeah.
crazy. But like, yeah, no, shout out to Team Mexico. Go. I think it was just like it was a good overall experience. I think like red purple is also just one of those decks like a lot of people default to, but at the same time, I feel like you can have the average player play it, but like depending on like your decision making and gameplay, you can like do really well with the deck. I wouldn't say like it's one of those decks like definitely like not trying to call out people or anything, but like I know like green steel was definitely a problem for a lot of people because it was just like very linear because of like turn 2 Bucky, play Diablo, and you just like discard and stuff. But like red purple, I feel like although it's a very strong core for what the deck does, I feel like if you know how to actually pilot it and like do what your cards do, because like yeah, it's not that hard to like slam a castle or like play B prep 3 times in a row, but you could also do that same thing over and still lose the game. So I feel like definitely like it's sort of like those type of decks. Like if you just know the different lines rather than the linear line, it's a good deck. So that's why I played it. Um, I won't be going to Seattle unfortunately, but I can see people still playing it. I think like going forward, like definitely Amber Steel and Red Blue are going to be like the like one of the top 2 decks. I think Amber's like those decks are just like really strong. I could definitely see Red Purple being a sleeper deck, but it really just depends
I'm telling you,
because
people
like
are about to be. There's about to be so
yeah.
many people on Red Steel in Seattle.
Yeah, no, because
Guaranteed.
and you don't like all these DLCs are just like in hindsight, it really like you can't really like declare a BDIF because literally like last DLC, 3 aggro lists made top 11 of 12, and it's like at a best of 2. So like it's really hard to figure out, and like Zahn winning the DLC for Vegas, like shout outs to him because like although he was like playing like Green Steel discard, I think it was just like for him to like make that call. So like all these DLCs and upcoming more set championships coming up, it's really hard to tell like it's gonna be default Amber Steel or default Red Blue or default Red Purple. It really just depends on like how your bracket's set up and then just like the player you're playing against. So like anything can happen honestly. Because like honestly, if it was best of 3, I play aggro, either lose in 5 minutes or win in 5 minutes. That's just my motto. But since it's best of 2, I'm not gonna play aggro. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Overall, I think it was a really good experience for this set championship. And yeah, I had a lot of fun.
I'll go
Right,
next, I suppose. Yeah, we'll talk about. I was on Zenside's 60 cards. I tinkered around with trying to add a few things. Because we have Morph in there, I was looking at Big Cindy as an option. I was looking at adding some amount of Zeus in there because locations can be very difficult to kill. And Grab Your Sword for the mirror, for aggro, for Steel Song. I tested those out like local days prior, and none of it felt like it made the deck better. I do still want to make a couple changes, I think. I'm not sure exactly what they are. I might go up a Cove, I might go up an Ohana. But it's really hard to make cuts in here because
It's a
the
tight
deck
60.
the deck does so well versus so many different decks. It has options for almost anything. And I cut. I'm thinking my first cut would be an Ursula Deceiver of All. That card is so strong. If you drop it on 3 and then a Prince John on 4, it's like you can just discard so many cards or kill stuff, draw so many. It's tough. But my overall tournament experience, I started with a blue-red player who we both didn't draw well, but I found discard and he did not find Hirams, and I finished him off quickly. Played a Steel Song in round 2, who I think is something similar. I don't have a whole. I'm not even sure it was Steel Song. I played it. My memory is a little blurry, but I 2-0'd that player also. Round 3, I played against Team Mexico on Hyper Aggro. I destroyed him one game. He out aggroed me the second game, and then game 3, I had everything set up. I just didn't draw any songs. I probably drew like with Muses and Ursula out, double singer Ursula, like 8 or 10 cards with I had 2 beasts out that were drawing me cards, and I could not find anything to bounce his stuff. So he got there. Steel Song in round 4 again. Beat that player. Team Mexico on blue red in round 5. Beat him. That's who I lost to in top 8. I beat him in maybe 10, 12 minutes. I destroyed him both games. He didn't draw very well, and I drew extremely well. And then I had to play at 4-1. I had to play Zach. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
On green purple.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a long drawn out match. He got game 1, and then I came back and got games 2 and 3. In game 3, I had like a ton of cards, just hoping he didn't draw Mirabelle and Clarabelle and draw a ton of cards off of me. But we kind of just played it safe and had all the answers and finished out that game. And then top 8, I lost to blue-red from Team Mexico, Kiko. I just was extremely tired and needed to food. I played horribly. I played horribly in game 1. I set myself up to get Sisu'd when I saw it in his hand. I played right into a shift Sisu. And then game 2 was extremely close. I was at 19 when the game ended. We were top decking, and he had a Tamatoa at the end and finished the game. But overall, I think Green Steel is extremely strong in the format. I see why it did so well in Vegas, especially without people prepping for it. It is not nearly as easy to pilot as it was in set 4 because the lines aren't as clear. That one mistake will just cost you the game. Similar with other decks. This whole game is like that. But I'm definitely taking it to Seattle. I'm taking it to all the set champs I do this weekend and next weekend between now and then to try to get better at it. And I meant to ask you, Luck, when you're talking about your red purple deck, are you running 5-drop Elsa's in there? That's one card that I've had trouble with on Steel when I played purple red.
Yeah, so I'll send my list to our manager
Go lay
later
down.
because I actually made a last minute change.
Go lay
So
down.
one of our other really good friends and good teammates, Matthew Logan, he played red purple in one of the previous set championships and made top 8, and he gave me his list and I kind of just like went off his. He was running more variants with like 3 Brawl, 3 Maui, 3 Elsa, 3 Medusa. And I was gonna play that with like 7 1-drop. I was playing the 1/3 1-drops for Anticipation Amber Steel. But last minute, when I was like goldfishing the night before and just like thinking about like probably gonna see like a lot of Amber Steel and like potential matchups, I went back to 4 Maui, and I'm pretty sure I was on 4 Brawl 2 Elsa, or I did 3-3. I have to double check, but but I was also running Library. So originally I wasn't playing Library. I was our other really good teammate Luca. He's now an advocate for like 63, 66 cards because of like red purple.
Oh, never being milled out.
I was originally on 64, bumped down to 62, and then I bumped down to 60. I was gonna cut Library out because I feel like Library, like, it is a good card on paper, but I think for like the linear play of red purple, it playing Library causes you to play like really weird lines. Weird lines in the sense of like, obviously you're playing Shenlog's followers, right? So if you have Library out, and if you have the followers, you can like pay 1 quest, pop it, draw 2, but then like, or I can just pay rabbit, draw, play mana min, bounce, draw 2. So like, I think like Library like opened up to more lines, but like I couldn't really personally tell if it was optimal or not. The whole day when I played Library, it was like, it was okay. Like if I saw it, it was cool, but if not, it is what it is. But I definitely think Elsa is like really good because like with Zon winning the DLC in Vegas, like Green Steel's gonna come back. With Green Steel defaulting by coming back, Diablo's gonna be back. So Elsa's just a really good response to Diablo, especially if they like turn 1 they Diablo, turn 2 Cove move shift. That's like, bro, I'm scooping if they do that, bro. That's like probably one of the best moves Green Steel could do. Like Cove is actually such a crack card. It's because
It's
like
so strong for a fucking one drop.
it is, but like you're running Brawl, but like they do the Cove line, your Brawls are practically useless unless you
They're
like
done.
beef up Medusa. So unless you get rid of the Cove. So
That's
like,
why I want to go to more than 2 because that I want to see it.
yeah, but then like also another thing too, when I was like looking back on my deck, if you do a 3-3 split of Elsa and Brawl, it also low-key hinders your hinge against like red blue, because like red purple's really good against red blue because like you can just kill their Hyrams, kill their Tamatoas with Tremaine. So it's just a really good matchup with the Sisu Flynn line too. So like that was like the tough decision of like if you want to cut the 4th Brawl for the 3-3 Elsa, because like 2 Elsa's like, I didn't like playing 2 cards of like anything because it's like you ink 1, you only have 1 in deck, so it's like you have to draw it or like it's just in your deck. So it's just like really hard to make that call. But I think the deck I played, I have to double check. I think everything was fine. I probably would do a 3-3 line just because like, again, if you're playing against Green Steel and they have the nuts in the world and they have Cove Diablo, then your Brawls are like turned off unless you kill the Cove. So I think Elsa is like really good. Plus has evasive. Uh Aside from Green Steel, like dealing with evasive and stuff, playing it into the mirror, because like there are some red purple decks that actually don't run Elsa. It's really good in the mirror because they have to waste a Brawl or waste a Medusa to kill it. Otherwise, it's just a free body to like quest for lore. Plus, like a
Or
2/5
sing
is,
friends or whatever you
yeah,
want to
you
do.
can sing friends, sing B King if you are playing B King, and like a 2/5 stat line's kind of cracked, like because like they have to like waste 2 bodies or like waste a Maui turn in the mirror. So I think like Elsa's really
Maui's
good.
not doing it. Elsa's evasive.
Is it
Maui can't do
Oh,
it.
my
evasive?
fault. My fault. Unless they played like the hook or something, because I'm pretty sure the
Maui's
hook
hook.
is evasive.
I
Maui's
see. Yeah, it
evasive,
can. Yeah.
evasive, yeah.
Yeah. So like I think Elsa's really good in red purple, but like it's just like the cookie cutter list, because when Luca won the 10K, his list became the cookie cutter list, right? But I think like right now it's still like, especially if like here in like like European lists, it's just so different. Like European lists are running 4 crap, which is
Look,
like, what are you doing?
EU versus NATCGs have always been different. The EU does their own thing.
Right, but I no, like I totally get that, but I think it's just like we still don't have like a precise cookie cutter list for red purple. So it's like if you put something and like you do good, you can like still play red purple. So there's not really a cookie cutter list at the moment, because like you can play library, don't play library, play Elsa, not play Elsa, play B King, not play B King, and then like hitting above 60 is just like Luca's been
It's
having some
it's the
success
way.
playing over
It's the way.
60.
Above
No,
60 is the
we
way.
gotta go back to 60, bro. I think 60 is the
Nah,
move, bro. We're
60,
not playing over
60 peaks.
60.
60 peaks. It's
No,
64. Never
You
mill me.
say it's super
Never
different,
mill
but
me out.
no, we're not playing over 60.
Now
I'll
we're
say
playing over 60. We're never going back. I'm not being milled out.
You guys
You
say
can still be
it's so
milled out
different
at
between
60.
decks.
What do you say, Tanya?
You can still get milled out at 60. What are you
Those
talking
few
about?
matter. Those
I'm
few
at
cards matter.
64. You're not milling me out.
You're
Steel
not playing.
Song.
Yapping.
You're not playing
Y'all are
64.
yapping right now.
I'm on 64. I'm not being mailed out.
No.
Uh-huh.
All right, well, TJ, take us over your list from your first top in 8 months.
Not over the list.
I hate it here. So I also played Red Purple, but I was on 64, as I've said multiple times. It's the way. I'm not being mailed out. I'm a big fan of Elsa since it came out. I think the card's great. It's fantastic. It fixes a lot of the issues with stuff like the green steel matchup. I think library is gas. I'm on a 2 library, 3 Elsa, 4 brawl. There are a couple matchups this week I've had where it's just like mid to late game, and I'm just like double location, answer this, and you kind of had to throw. Everyone kind of has to throw all their resources into it, otherwise the lore game's just too crazy.
What the dog doing?
Dog doing?
They've missed me. It's the first time they've seen me in a week now, so they're invading personal space.
Where's Richard at?
Laying on the floor behind me.
Get Richard on stream.
But my round 1, I got the bye. Round 2, I played the same blue steel player that Luck played. Game 1, I was super far ahead, and then turns 7, 8, and 9, he goes Pete, 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 and I'm just holding B prep in hand, and I'm just like, turn 7, it was fine because he goes the bell that gains more lore based on item count. Pete, and I was like, no problem, I got this. I'll just prep on the next turn. I played a couple things, pass it back to him. He goes,
Dog.
Short ad break. I did not play the player that TJ played because I was like undefeated. He played a different blue steel because
There was a couple blue steel players.
There were a couple
There's
blue
like
steel
four or
players.
three, I think.
Tanya played the same blue steel player I played. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I knew someone else on the team played him.
Yeah, I think it was the kid.
Yeah, it's the kid. I pass it back to him. He goes, fishbone quilt, ink something, play some item, Pete, pass it back. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm still not worried about it. I go, I'm like, Medusa, kill 1 Pete, quest something else, pass it back. And he goes, ink, dime, quest, Pete. And I was like, oh, I just can't kill you this turn. And you just have like lethal on board. Got it. Let's go to the next one.
Yup.
Dude, that kid didn't see Pete against me at all. And that's a lie.
Oh, yeah.
He did. He inked 3 Petes against me.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. I thought that was crazy. I was like, we're literally both playing steel lists. Like, I probably have more songs than you do, and you're gonna ink all 3 of your Petes. Like, that was crazy.
He only inked 1 Pete against me in 3 games, but like game 2 and 3, I opened up like ideal curves for everything, going first and second both games. He Peted me on like a turn 4 or 5 for some reason, and I was just like, perfect. Goat, or I was like, perfect. Rabbit, pass. Round 3, I played one of the Gamers Alley's locals on Still Song. Won the die roll. Take game 1. They get game 2 because they like turn 4 Naveen Will. Turn 5 Piglet. Turn 6 Pete. Turn 7 Naveen Will. And I was like, yeah, that works. And I just, every B prep got ripped out of my hand.
Piglet Wheel goes so hard.
Piglet's a crazy
As long
card.
as they don't draw into a prep,
Yeah.
then that feels bad.
he drew me into the prep, and I was like, we're good. And then he did min. I was like, all right, cool. And then Venan ripped those preps out of my hands. I was like, oh, I'm not meant to win this anyways. It's all good. And then game 3, I felt kind of bad for him because he goes, he had a turn 1, 2, and 3 play, and he inks turn 4 and passes, and he inks turn 5 and passes. He goes turn 6, and he's like, well, I guess I have to do this. Hard pay 5, sing Will, and shows me his hand, and it's 2 more copies of Will. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, that's kind of tragic.
That is very much still song things.
But because he wasn't doing anything, I was just so far ahead that like when he passes back to me, I was just like, play, quest, go. He draws, doesn't have anything again, and I was like, quest for game. The next round, I got my salty run back on the person I played in top 8 at Dragon's Horde 2 weeks ago. The red green player. Our top 8 match, I didn't see any of my answers for Diablo. My match against him at Gamers Alley, I had the answer for Diablo every time he put it down. Turn 3 Diablo, here's a y'all two go lay down. Turn 3 Diablo, here's a brawl. Turn 4 Diablo, all right, cool, Elsa. Another Diablo the next turn, Elsa it again. Diablo, Elsa. I didn't let Diablo stay on the field for more than a turn. They were getting brawled. Elsa and Medusa left, right, and sideways. Yeah, he wasn't the happiest about that because anything he played, I just immediately had an answer. Next, and that put me at 4-0. So the next round, I had luck, and we just intentionally ID'd in. Next round, I get paired up against Team Mexico Soccer Aggro. I didn't want to play that anyways, and we were both locked in. So I was like, ID, and he was like, absolutely. And I was like, I'll take it. That put me at 3rd after Swiss, and I ended up playing Dylan in his like character aggro sing song list. I won the die roll. 1 drop, pass, Cindy, pass, and I was like, quest, ink, snake. And he goes, ink, Cindy, Daisy, Storm Ray Dawn, you're a snake? And I was like, yep. And I go,
You mean strength?
yeah, strength, you're a snake? And I was like, sure is, yep. Draw, play, Sisu. He goes, song with 1, song with the other, quest for 2, reveal. I played only 8 songs, so I've never get hit with Daisy as a hit or a song. So I add it to my hand. He goes, ink something, play Piglet. And I was like, cool. Draw, do things. And he was like, Naveen, grab your swords. And I was like, so we got that game. Game 2, I get him. And then game 3, he had everything. He was just like 1 drop Cindy, 2 drop double Daisy, 3 drop something else, 4 drop Naveen singing Whole New World, 5 drop like double song or 5 drop Shift Cindy. Man just went crazy. Shout out to Chin Po, his practicing at the Royal Palace. That bodyguard went crazy for him as well.
He only plays 2.
You played Chen Po in his list?
Yeah.
Hey,
Man goes crazy. Imperial training is insane.
Yeah, he played 2 Chen Po in his list, and both times he had it, it just went nuts. Because he also played it in like the finals, and his opponent was just like, "What do I do to this thing?"
His finals matchup is crazy because both top 4 games took forever. They just never were finishing. And we sit down for finals. Tanya starts cracking her box, and before Tanya finishes getting through the box, Dylan was like, "Okay, I won."
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was not grindy at all. He aggroed his way to that dub.
The finals was like a total of maybe 6 minutes.
Yeah. I played 64 cards, Ruby Amethyst, and
As you should.
and it was a mistake. I immediately got home, took 3 Elsas and a library out of my deck, and then played it Monday and yesterday in testing, and didn't lose a game. So I definitely don't think that playing over 60 is the move. It
Look,
makes your deck even more reliant on drawing rabbit and bounce package to like see the appropriate removal. I think it's better to just cut stuff and play it at 60. I'll probably play also back in my list before Seattle. If I
60
decide to
points
play
to
that,
move.
if I decide to play red purple, if I decide to play ruby amethyst, if I don't, then I might. I don't know. I'll play hyper aggro or something. Who knows? We'll see.
Look, all I'm saying is Saturday I played like 61 cards. Never saw my draw cards. Played 64 the next day. Never had an issue seeing them. 64 is the way.
One
You just
of my
got
matches. One of my matches, I literally saw one fox, or not fox, one rabbit, one friends. After the game, I flipped over my deck
they
the
were all at the bottom 6.
in the bottom 12 cards of my deck. There was 3 rabbits, 3 friends, and I was like, I was never drawing cards. So even with library, e- even with library in my list at 2, like it just takes. I really like the card. I think it's super good, but I don't think it's great in red purple because it takes a lot to set it up. When you need to be like your early game in red purple, you have to be like trading stuff, and I don't. I just think it's like super unoptimal to be worrying about setting up library versus like it in the hyper aggro purple steel list went crazy because everything's one drop. So all my
That's
extra
like
ink is just put characters here.
that's super valid too, but like I'm never throwing library return before like turn 6.
Oh
The
no,
same with
you,
castle. Like I'm just
I mean
holding it or it's
it
going
was
into the ink.
the issue was I had to was because it was my only draw cards. So like that's like why it like gives you those awful
You
ones.
you want me to put you on my tech for the weekend though? Help me out greatly.
The card's awful.
No, hell
This
no.
card's great.
Respectfully.
Metz's face is just making me feel so hard.
Look, all I'm saying,
Disclaimer
Go
to
play
the
blue.
Ohana
you're on a
fans.
roll.
Go play blue.
Disclaimer?
It's better.
Disclaimer to the Ohana fans. Take your advice on red purple from Luca.
Look, you can't take your advice from Luca because Luca will be like, "Oh, I hate Teeth and Ambition. That card's dog," and then proceed to 2-0 me and Corey in Top Cut specifically because he drew Teeth and Ambitions.
Okay, he also said B King was bad, and he also played B King. Like it is
Yeah.
what it is.
You gotta take
realizes
take
it's
your
good
advice
later.
from his list after he's played.
Yeah, so you can't really listen to Luca because Luca just be yapping.
But I look forward to going out to more set championships this weekend. Probably gonna play something a little spicy for at least this weekend. I'll probably play it for both events if I can get it all together. And then we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll talk about that in another iteration of this podcast. But I know a lot of us are looking forward. Well, me, Metz, and Tanya are looking forward to Seattle. Again, if you see us in Seattle, come up, talk to us. We're all pretty friendly, other than Metz. But
That's
we have,
crazy because Mets is the most friendly out of the 3.
but we'll have a bunch of stickers with us, and we're always down to socialize. So, anybody got final words for this episode?
What's it,
Play,
7? We good?
Play what you know how to play. Don't play decks because it's net deck. You're good at blue red. Play blue red.
Merlin's
You-
Cottage is the best blue card ever created.
Domain expansion. Merlin's Cottage.
Merlin's Cottage.
That card is so good, dude. I played
It's
blue
not.
when I played the same set championship with Matthew Logan. When I played that card, I went X2. I didn't make top cut, but every time I saw that card, I won, bro. That card is so good. So good. best card made ever.
No,
Blue.
no, it's really not.
You've clearly never read Queen's Castle or Rabbit then.
I said for blue. I said for blue. Okay.
Oh, you've never read Tamato or Dime.
Oh, I play those cards. Rowan's college.
That's crazy then.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys. It was great chatting with you. Leave us a like and subscribe to our channel if you like our content, and follow us on socials. They'll be linked in the description below.
And good job making it this far.
Bye, guys.
Peace.